Hey fellas, welcome back to How Not to Make a CSGO Map. In this episode, we're focusing on some finer details of the architecture and some gameplay elements. This is the penultimate episode of what I have recorded so far. I feel like this series has fulfilled its purpose, but if lots of you are interested in mapping videos in this format, then check out the straw poll in the description. First off, I wanted to make a cool arched mini roof and windows, built into the big roof. I'm sure there's a technical name for that. Last week we built a fence around the perimeter of the front garden. However, we didn't add in any fence gates. I used some existing props that nicely matched the theme I'd gone with up to this point. Some slight adjustments to the marble post had to be made, but I think the result looks pretty good, in a terrible kind of way. I couldn't work out how best to make the shape I wanted for the roof. I knew I wanted a centerpiece for the palace roof, but I wasn't sure if the shape I'd made would break when it was compiled. So I decided to test it out. It also gave me a good opportunity to test that all the glass was breakable in the palace windows. As you can see, Source was not too keen on the shape of the arch. I guess I'll have to make a few adjustments there. Back to the arch. This took some contemplation time to decide what sort of centerpiece I wanted. In the end, I decided to go for a giant marble boob, like the one on the top of Burns' manor. Here I'm trying to get around the old concave brush issue with the extruded Doritos I used last time. A triangular base pyramid is the simplest 3D shape to make. You can also make any other 3D shape out of them, so if you're having difficulty, keep splitting the shape up, so you have less faces and less vertices, until Source can figure out how to build it. As I feared, the complexity of this shape requires yet simpler brushes. However, what would be the point in this series if I did everything properly? So I just mirror what I did on the other corner. I mean, it'll probably glitch out and look terrible, but it'll probably still look better than having intersected brushes, which is the other option that isn't to do it properly. For the end pieces above the windows, I merged the vertices on each segment to make a wedge, then drag it so as all the wedges are the same size. Then I plonk a big block of marble in the gap to finish this arch off. Just a simple copy and paste job to get the arch on the other side. Then we can get onto the centerpiece. It took me some considerable time to figure out how best to cut a sphere in half to get the dome I wanted. It was made even harder by the fact I decided I wanted to make it an irregular shape. So I had to find a way to cut 2 quarter spheres and then fill in the centre with a 180-degree arch. There's nothing quite like making things easy for yourself, is there? Here, I tried making a cube with the same dimensions, then carving the sphere out the cube, to leave me with a cube with a spherical hole in it. Then cutting the cube in half, giving it a lid, then filling it back in again. It didn't work. I tried some other ideas that people had suggested on Reddit, but to no avail. In fact, I would go so far as to say that this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do for a CSGO map. I think the only thing that comes close was trying to figure out how area portals worked, then trying to implement them in a way that didn't make parts of the map invisible. In the end, when I finally got it right, I found out that I'd gotten the number of sides completely wrong, so they didn't line up. But you know what? That'll do for now. Finally, to finish off this episode, I wanted to add some new textures to make it look a bit more finished. Also, I wanted to add some props to the entrance. And a cool rug from the entrance to the staircase that looks like a red carpet type thing. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the straw poll in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!